Hello, folks, and good morning. Welcome in to 1996, I guess I should say 1996 tops. But this is Packs for Breakfast, and hopefully everybody's day is going well. The mood's a little somber here because the Dodgers are up 2-0 in the World Series, but we'll look for a little comeback from New York, which pains me to say. Uh, Randy, how are you doing this morning?
Doing great. I'm glad I'm not back in 1996, only because in 1996 I was working at Sears.
Oh,
So it's like, that's a good thing. I think I was making like $6 an hour.
well, that's not good.
No, $6 an hour right now. It's like gets you walking around on the street with a backpack on your back with all your worldly possessions in it.
Well, yeah, certainly $6 an hour is not enough to live on. That's for sure.
It wasn't then.
Very true.
It's like that's the sad part.
Well, back in 1996, we had some pretty exciting baseball going on. Now, this is obviously for the 1995 season, but uh, we're past the strike at this point, and we're getting into arguably the beginning of the steroid era. The 95 through 1999, that was when you really start to see batters just get bigger, start hitting more home runs. McGuire would be a couple years, 98, 97, when he started chasing Maris, and Sosa at the same clip. Barry Bonds, kind of a fun little peek into history of baseball.
Yeah, because Sosa was starting to in '95. Sosa hit 36 home runs for the Cubbies, put up 119 RBIs. He was coming. I mean, he really was. He was a big deal for the Cubs at that point. He was becoming a big deal. His season back in '94, of course, was cut short, but had 22 home runs, or not 22 home runs. He had all of a sudden it's gone. '94, he had 25 home runs. So if he would have gotten a full season there, he probably still would have hit in the 30s. He was also he was a decent stolen base guy, which people tend to forget about. In 1995, he had 34 stolen bases with his 36 home runs. So he was playing good baseball.
30-30 guy. I don't think I would have guessed that. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I didn't really wasn't aware of it. He batted 268. I mean, he was a high strikeout guy, but he was a high strikeout guy his whole career. But Sammy Sosa is an underrated guy. I mean, it's like I get the whole steroid there. There's no doubt that he took steroids. There's not even a question. But still, hitting a ball in baseball is still tough. But he had some speed. He had a decent arm in the outfield. He was a decent player. But yeah, but Sosa was definitely cranking it up to start joining McGuire for a magical '98 season.
Well, sitting in front of me is this very beautiful box of 1996 tops, which I refrained from opening because it was in such great condition. And some boxes you get and you look at them and you go, that one's seen its better days. Well, this one is still in its prime. I love it. And can't wait to cut into this, but I think first thing we should address is today's donut. And this is from a place just down the road from me called the Donut House. And it's actually what they call a cronut, which is a croissant donut.
Which I'm still not really sure because most donuts aren't light and flaky. because they're usually more heavy and dense. So it'll be interesting to see how a cronut works.
I've I've actually had them before, but I like to display if I'm going to display a donut. I like to give the specialty of the house, you know. And
Yeah.
I've had this donut before, and it's kind of what you think it is. It's a denser croissant, if that makes sense.
With a like a glazing on top.
Yeah, they put a sweet glaze over top.
Yeah.
It
It's
works.
like, it's like it definitely is an interesting donut, that's for sure.
And some of their other donuts, like they have a lot of cake donuts, but they have glaze too, and they're good. They're good donuts. And what I like the most is if you go in on like a Saturday, you can get day old donuts, and you pay it's like $10 for the dozen, but you get all different varieties. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, because you know what? Day old donuts are still really good. So they're only 1 day old. As long as they haven't been sitting out, like, in an exposed counter or something to get crusty, they're usually still good.
Oh yeah, no, they're perfectly fine, and for $10 to get a whole dozen, that's cheap.
Oh, yeah. I mean, less than a buck a donut. I wonder what a donut cost in 1996.
I've Man, that's almost a Google worthy.
Yeah. It's like, what? I don't think you're going to find what a single donut, but I'm going, dozen donuts in 1996. And they're going, you want 1996 donuts? Sure, why not?
Why not? All right.
Yeah, they really don't get the price for that.
No, and I'm sure it's you're probably 50 cents a donut or so. So probably around $6 a dozen, I would say.
Well, here's the fun part. So in 1974, a dozen donuts would cost you $1.99. In 2004, a dozen donuts cost you $7. Well, in 1996, it says it's not available. So I don't know. Maybe they just didn't sell those. They didn't sell donuts in 1996.
Yeah, I find that hard to believe. I'm pretty sure I ate a donut in 1996, but
I'm pretty sure I had dozens of dozens in 1996.
that's where all your money went from Sears.
Yeah, that's where it all went, to Winchell's.
All right, well I got the trusty cutter. We're going to break into this guy. Kind of hurts me a little bit to do it, but
Oh, but how are you going to know what goodness awaits inside?
and so this box did have one of the things that they did in this set, which people really liked, was they inserted Mickey Mantle cards in here. So you have the potential. Some of these cards are actually worth money if you find the right ones. So we'll keep an eye out. I might even have to sleeve up stuff if it comes. If I get anything real good, I might throw it in a sleeve just for safekeeping. And I hope we get something, a couple Mickey Mantles in here. That'd be really cool.
Oh, that would be an exciting find.
And I think actually, before we get started, Randy, I'm going to get my top loaders ready just to be safe.
It is funny. They decided to put Kirby Puckett and Tony Gwynn on the cover of this box, two of the less athletic looking players in MLB history, but both very exceptional Hall of Fame players. But man, I'll tell you, they don't. You got a couple of bellies going over the belts there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that rides in today's baseball, although, Bartolo Colon played for a long time. So it could just be the style at the time was to be more of a fire hydrant looking player.
Are you talking
But they were
about
both great.
Are you talking about Big Sexy right now?
It's like, look at them. Look at them. It's like they got bellies over the belts. Two of the greatest players of all time.
It happens.
You know, and I got a little bit of belly over the belt there. It's like, that just gives some of us hope. It's like, oh, yeah, I could be great at something. I got a belly over the belt.
All right, let's see. Smells like 1996.
I hope it doesn't smell like $6 an hour.
Trying to think of something cheeky to say about 1996, but I got nothing. All right, so this.
I got nothing. 1996 was just such a mundane year.
Well, they did start changing up the packs a little bit. I think they were at this point trying to make them a little flashier, a little classier, maybe. They got a little cleaner look to them.
Well, they definitely got a little bit of a shine to them, that's for sure.
Can't be worse than the 1995 ones. God, those cards were terrible.
Oh, that gold cursive is. I'm glad that did not become like an industry standard for cards.
That'd be horrible. All right.
It's like gold cursive. We've got to have it on every card.
And the packs were quite easy to open back then too, which was even better. Okay, perfect. These are not bad. And we're going to start off with the guy we talked about last week. Yeah, they still got gold writing, so it's not perfect, but we got Wally.
But it's not cursive.
Yep, we got Wally Joyner to start off.
So I don't know if he's wall worthy for a team though, because I guarantee you we're gonna find better players than Wally Joyner.
Yeah, first base. We don't have to. We're gonna find a better first baseman, but I like the back of the card. The back of the card's clean, gives you the stats, and
see, and I like it when they give you a lot of stats on. The ones that only give you like the last couple of years always kind of bugged me. It's like I always like having give me a good 5 to 10 years of their career, their previous 5 to 10. To really know what they were doing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's always nice. Oh, this is your guy.
There he is, Jeff Blauser. Hey, that guy has been on a Packs for Breakfast team back in he was a 1994 player. Jeff Blauser.
Well, that's not saying much.
Or 93. No, because he's the scrub. Here's the thing, though: the Yankees the Braves win the World Series in '95. So Blauser does get a ring. He gets a ring. He was on a Packs for Breakfast team. It's like he's peaked, man. He's done it all.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know how his career could be greater. Well, we should find this guy and tell him that his career's finally peaked in 2024.
Oh, okay. We're starting to see. Here's Mr. Andy Pettitte.
I absolutely despise the Yankees, but Pettitte was definitely one of the best. I mean, he doesn't get kind of the recognition, 20 years on from his career being over, but he was crucial to those Yankees championship teams in the 90s.
Yeah, and I always liked Andy Pettitte. I thought he was a classy guy. I don't know how classy he was, but he was always a solid pitcher, and he kind of respected his game a little bit.
It's like, well, and the thing is, it's like, you never really heard anything disparaging about him. He was always a good teammate. He always came up big pretty much in the big games. So it's like he's definitely, he could stay up there. We're going to find somebody better, but he's definitely deserving to be on that wall. Oh, one of my favorite players of all time, Andre the Hulk Dawson.
Yeah, Andre, Big Arm Dawson.
Oh, I still remember his meltdown. He had a huge meltdown when he played for the Cubs, where he just started throwing everything in the dugout out onto the field. He threw trash cans of baseball bats, full of baseball bats out on the field, trash cans full of trash. He threw helmets. He threw anything he could get his hands on. He was throwing it onto the field. He was so mad. But
Got
he was so good.
and he started playing in 1976.
Yeah, that career lasted forever. See, I knew him more, of course, as a Cub. It's like that's where the bulk of his career that's where I knew him.
Yeah, well,
It's
he was an Expo from 76 to 86 for 10 years, and then he went to the Cubs for 6 years, Red Sox 2, Marlins 1. But that's a heck of a career.
Yeah, actually, he played for the Marlins for only a couple seasons. That's 96 was actually his last year. But I mean, look at this guy's stats. You forget how good he was. He was an 8-time All-Star. He was the NL MVP in 1987. He was the Rookie of the Year in 77. He won 8 Gold Gloves, 4 Silver Sluggers. In 87, he was the home run leader in the NL, the RBI leader. It's like, and he is a Hall of Famer, inducted in 2010.
Yep,
Just well deserving. Well
he
deserved.
up on the wall he goes. He's definitely
Yeah.
got he's got his spot.
Oh, he was always one of my favorite players. I mean, I know we could probably find outfielders better later, but man, he was just one of my favorites of all time. I loved his swing. It wasn't the most pretty swing, but I just loved the swing. It was compact, just quick.
And I feel as though now that I'm stacking these guys on the wall, I should tell the story. I was super happy with myself this weekend. I set up a green screen, had it all going so that I could have everybody up on the diamond in their rightful position. Everything was perfect until I realized one thing, Randy. There's
What
a
was the one thing that you realized?
there's a lot of green in baseball cards.
It's like, yeah, you don't think about that. You don't think about that when you're putting up the green screen because it's like it's the most insignificant part of the baseball card, but it's pretty much in all of them.
And all of the cards I would put up, you would be missing part of the card because it was, of course, green. Especially if it's like a pitcher where they see the backstop, because backstops are mostly green.
Yep.
Not backstops. I'm thinking the wall, the outfield wall, and yeah. So a lot of cards look like ghosts because you could. I mean, the computer's only doing what I tell it to do.
Usually the batter's eye in the background is always a green background for the batters behind the pitcher.
Well, we're starting our we're starting our run pretty early this week, because next up is Tony Gwynn.
Tony Gwynn. I mean, we said a lot about Tony Gwynn, but he's definitely wall worthy. 3,141 hits, just an amazing career batting average, like 320 something or 330 something. Just one of the best.
All right, and then we go to Chili Davis. Man, these cards, that gold is so horrible. I mean, it's just not. I gotta turn my light up just to see Chili Davis.
See, and I like that old symbol for the California Angels. I like that C and the A. It's like I kind of miss that because, of course, now they're the Anaheim Angels, but I liked it when they were the California Angels.
Come on, camera. There we go. Focus.
The camera, even though camera starts C and A, does not like the C and the A.
It's having a hard time picking up. I think it happens. I'll
Yep.
keep working on it. All right, we have our first insert card, which is Star Power, and we got Jose Mesa.
Now, wasn't Jose Mesa a closer for the Indians at that time? I don't think he was the starter.
Let's see. He was innings pitched. Yeah, he was most definitely. Because he had 15 games appearances in May and 16 innings pitched. So he was either the closer or mid relief or, like a setup man. One of the two.
He had 321 career saves, 1,000 games pitched. So Jose Mesa was a very good closer for a little bit. He does have an 80 and 109 record, so that's usually what happens to bullpen guys. They'll blow a save and they get the loss. They're not brought in to get the win. They're brought in to hold the game and win it for you, and that's why you get your save. So when you blow it, like most Rockies closers, you get a loss.
This card design kind of reminds me of they have like cosmic cards now, like cosmic refractors. This thing feels like the beginning of the cosmic refractor, but from 1996, so it's kind of cheesy.
You know what that card reminds me of? There used to be like little, and I can't remember if it was on Saturday morning cartoons where they would do like a little public service announcement.
It's the more you know.
Yeah, the more the more you know, or now you know, star.
That's what it was. It was the more you know. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like, way to go, Jose Mesa. You got that star.
All right.
And now you know. You had 321 saves. Now you know. The more you know.
And this one is some sort of insert that you can't see. It says, now appearing, Phil Nevin.
So you think that's a rookie card?
I'm guessing it must be a rookie. Yeah, because he was with the minors. Let's see.
Yeah, Phil Nevin actually has. It's like Phil Nevin has my birthday. That's funny. But yeah, he is. But he debuted. He debuted in 1990. Yeah, he debuted in 95 for the 96 card. So yeah,
all right.
He was a rookie.
So that was their rookie status of the year, was now appearing in silver that you can't see.
But he did have 200 home runs in his career, 270 batting average. Not a terrible baseball player.
I don't think
so. As a kind of a rated rookie, not bad.
He's not wall-worthy, but
no. We're gonna find way better players. I hope.
All right, camera. Why are you struggling? I don't know if it just doesn't like. My lighting might be off a little bit. Could be.
Yeah, because it really does not want to focus in on that card.
Not at all. I'm still working out this new camera. It'll get there. Okay.
Okay. Who even? Oh, well, there you go. Hansen.
Eric Hansen is this guy.
It's like Eric Hansen. No offense, buddy, but I don't think you're making it up onto the wall. You're not better than Pettit. Even though Yankee haters would much rather a Red Sox be up there than a Yankee, but
well, he was voted of having the league's toughest changeup. So,
he's got the best slow pitch. Good for him.
Now we got a draft pick, Jason Brester. Don't know him. Must not have made it very far.
Oh my God! It's like I can't imagine he did anything. let's take a quick look and see what Jason Brester did. Well, I'll tell you, that is not an easy name to find.
In high school, he had a nearly 15 strikeouts per 9 innings. That's pretty good.
Ooh. So we had a guy that was really good at throwing a slow pitch and a guy that peaked in high school.
Pretty much.
It's like,
what's a nice
so he never actually made it to the majors.
Which does happen.
It's like he played for Bellingham in 95. 96, he was in Burlington, San Jose, Shreveport, New Haven, Reading, Carolina, Reading, Gateway, Mesa. Never did he make it to the pros.
It kind of makes me think of the Rockies years ago. In the first round, took a kid named Riley Pint.
Oh, Riley Pint. Oh, he pitched this year. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, Riley Pint pitched this year for us. He was making a comeback. They said that he had figured out his mental issues that he was having. And and he did in the minors. He figured it out. But when they brought him up to the majors, Riley Pint was just as awful as he was not supposed to be, because he was the 4th pick or something in the draft by the Rockies.
Well, I knew that he had, maybe last year, he had decided to call it quits. Like he said, I'm not going to play baseball anymore. And they talked him into coming back. And, I mean, when they drafted him, he was throwing like 104 miles an hour. They were so high on him, thinking he was going to just kill it. And then nothing, which happens a lot. Yeah.
But I mean, the one thing they did, but for any other organization, I don't think Riley Pint makes the majors. But the Rockies are so bad at pitching, they brought him up.
And true Topps fashion, we got a second Paul O'Neill.
Did we have a Paul O'Neill earlier?
Yeah, he was the first card.
No, Andy Pettitte was the first card.
No, Pettitte was second. Or maybe Joyner was first.
Oh, that's right, Wally Joyner.
And then I thought we had Paul O'Neill.
Oh. Paul O'Neill, that's the first time he's come up.
Okay.
Actually, Paul O'Neill was a really good player.
Sorry, Paul O'Neill. I overlooked you.
It's like he just wanted to pass you over and move you on. Well, there's Glavine.
Yeah, I had to bring him out for Glavine because Glavine is better.
Well, and that's the thing. So I think Glavine, because remember last week or the week before, Glavine was put up on the wall. He was the first pitcher we put up on the wall. And then we got Clemens and Maddox. We just could not keep Glavine up there. So maybe this will be Glavine's week.
This could be Glavine's week.
He was such a good. He was overshadowed by having an even better teammate. But man, Glavine was a number one on any other roster, except for where Clemens was.
Yeah, well, he was certainly a number one. There's no doubt about that.
Well, but when you have Maddox on your team, you're not going to get to be the number one.
Well, I don't think Maddox was really even the number one pitcher. He was I don't know who you would call, because Smoltz was rocking at that time.
Well, Maddox was definitely the class of the group. He was considered the number one, but Glavine would have been a 1A because Glavine was just really good. All right, our first solid catcher.
Solid catcher. Yep.
And there's the team that's green.
You know what? And he is going to get his moment on the wall because now
it's like Terry Steinbach. Good for you, buddy. You're on the wall. There's a good chance you're going to end up on the wall.
We talked about him last week, so
we did.
All right, we got. Come on, camera. Pat Mears.
Pat Mears wasn't a bad player by any stretch of the imagination, but he wasn't a great player either. He was fine. He's like it's like if a shortstop was a solid catcher.
It's kind of funny. It says an off season of weightlifting helped turn Pat from a Judy hitter to one with punch.
It's
Weightlifting,
like
huh?
yeah, yeah. It's like so. It's like yeah. I love the Punch and Judy reference, which is probably a 1950s or 60s reference in the 90s. It was an old reference even then.
He wasn't on. He wasn't on the right program because he went from hitting 2 home runs to 12.
Ooh,
He had,
ooh, 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 ooh.
yeah. I don't know if I'd call that punch, but
No,
whatever.
it's like that's more like a tiny little pop. Oh, look at
Ricky.
Ricky Anderson. I think that's a good center fielder right there.
Yeah.
All-time stolen base leader. I think he's leads the majors in all-time leadoff home runs as well. He was super versatile. So far, I'm liking that outfield.
Yeah,
I mean, that's an old-time outfield right there. Both those guys started a long time ago, but I like the outfield. Those are fan favorites for me.
got Mr. Ray Sanchez.
We thought he would, yeah. I mean, he was supposed to be the heir apparent to Sean Dunston. He was, he was okay. I mean, I liked Ray Sanchez,
He had the flip.
good defensive player.
He had the flip down sunglasses. So
Yeah, he did have the flip down sunglasses.
Edgar Martinez.
Now he was a DH, wasn't he, or did he play some first or third?
DH. At least in 95, he was a DH. Well, it says third base, so
I think he could go up there as our third baseman or DH because he was one of the best hitters. Edgar Martinez was really good.
yeah, in 95, he led the league with 356 average.
Oh, wow.
So,
I mean, it just,
yeah.
yeah, no, I was always a big, because I loved the Mariners teams at that time.
Well, and
And Edgar Martinez was a big part of them.
check this out. So, he hit 356, had 116 walks, had 113 RBIs, 29 home runs, 52 doubles, 182 hits, 121 runs, and played in 145 games. That's
Just,
a,
I mean, just
that is
what a great player.
that is huge numbers.
Well, and here's the other fun part. I like seeing this with players. He played his entire career for the Mariners, 87 to 2004. He played his entire career for the Mariners. I mean, it's like he was a 2-time AL batting champion. It's like he is a member of the Hall of Fame. He had 300 home runs and a career batting average of 312. Just a phenomenal player. Just kind of forgotten, but we shouldn't forget. That's what I love about these cards is that you bring these guys back to the forefront, even if it's just for a little while.
And he was playing on teams with Griffey, so it was easy to get overshadowed.
Oh yeah, Griffey and I think Randy Johnson and
Yep. And your favorite?
Matt Williams. I know you're a third baseman, but you are not going to take over Edgar Martinez.
We all know Matt. We all know Matt Williams.
I'm sorry, Matt's not going on the wall unless our third baseman is Scott Leyes.
Checklist.
Great card. Always a great card.
Always a great card. Nobody did.
Just so I can know what I am trying to get.
All right. Now we have a now appearing Rick Krivda.
Oh, he looks like he at least made the majors. Let's see if Rick Krivda does better than Brester. What's his name again? Rick Krivda. I've already forgotten his name.
Krivda. KR.
Okay, so he does come up as a baseball player. Oh, look. here's the fun part. So I bring up the thing on Google. You know, the first thing that appears? That baseball card.
Nice.
So,
Well, it
oh
says,
my God, this has got to be okay. So the first guy, Brester, he had the same birthday as I did. Rick Krivda, same birthday as I do. So don't be born on that day because you're going to fail. You're going to fail.
That's
He did make it to the majors. He played about 3 years in the majors. He had a 5.57 ERA, 11-16. His career, he had 165 strikeouts. There are mediocre pitchers that can get 165 strikeouts in one season.
Yep. Well,
do not be born on that day as a baseball player because you will not make it.
And what are the odds that the two draft picks or the two prospect rookies have both had your birthday?
Oh, that is so weird. And it's like, and they've amounted to nothing.
Jeff Brantley.
I mean, you know, we've had him before. Good pitcher, not better than Glavine by any stretch of the imagination, but good.
All right. And then we got another draft pick. Fun to look up is Craig Wilson.
Craig Wilson, if you were born on that same day, it's like, that's it. It's like, I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket and not win that. That's an interesting card because that doesn't have the gold on it.
Well, it does. It's just easier to see because it's big.
Well, but you know how it's like the other cards had that big, thick gold thing. It's like that was down at the bottom on the sideways cards. It's like his card doesn't have that. So we'll give him, it's like we can give him credit. First off, he was not born on the same day. Good for him. And that's why he made the majors and actually batted .262 with 99 home runs and about 300 runs batted in. Had a 6-year MLB career for the Pirates, Yankees, and Braves.
There you go. A nice, decent draft pick.
Like I said, don't be born on my birthday and you got a chance.
And we got ourselves a Rocky.
All right.
We got
Brian
Ricard.
Oh, I remember Brian Ricard.
Randy,
it's like I do.
His face says, "Oh crap, I'm pitching at Coors Field."
Actually, 95. Yeah, 95 he would have been pitching at Coors because 93 and 94 they would have been pitching at Mile High. But 95 is when Coors opened up.
Yep. And it's so funny.
He does. He looks so sad.
He's just frightened in that picture.
He looks scared to death.
Yep.
Like, oh no. I'm about to have a bad day.
It's gonna get hit. It's gonna get hit.
It's gonna get hit. So 25 and 49, 5.62 ERA.
Yeah.
That's a Rockies pitcher for you. Oh, the poor guy. Yep, he had a reason to look terrified.
Yes, he did. Yikes.
Because it's like he knew he was going to be giving up. He knew he was giving up 5 runs a game.
And we'll finish it with Roberto Hernandez.
And, you know, Roberto Hernandez, I think, ended up having a pretty decent career. I mean, he looks like he's pretty early into his White Sox run there. But I don't know, was he more of a saves guy or what was he?
Yeah,
I mean, it looked like he had complete games to his career.
He was a saves guy. He led the club in 38, 93, 32, and 95. Holds the team record for consecutive saves, 15 and 93. Last year, he averaged a stunning 12.7 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched.
He actually had more saves than Jose Mesa. Jose Mesa had 321. He had 326, 67 and 71. He played in over 1,000 games as well. He averaged almost a strikeout a game at 945. So Roberto Hernandez, pretty good closer.
Yeah. We'll put him up on the wall. He get
Yeah, I mean, it's like we still need a closer. That's not a bad closer to have.
all those White Sox teams, even to today, they just they've never been like that impressive. So
No, but they did get a World Series at some point in that. At some point in there, they did get a World Series win, but then it's like they disappeared again. They got their one World Series win and then went away. They might have gotten two. I can't remember what the White Sox had done because I was a Cubs fan.
I got another Ricky, one for me and one for you. Come on. And it's Mr. Harold Baines.
Wow, playing for the Orioles. So that is old Harold Baines.
Yep.
At that point, that is old Harold Baines. Look at that. Look at that thing. There's not even enough to put like a little blurb under there about what he did because he's got so many stats.
Yep. What do you say about that?
Well, he's got one red number in there.
Yeah, it was slugging percentage in 84.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Harold Baines was yes, he's a good player, but
one of my favorites.
Kenny Lofton. One of the best center fielders.
And
is that Pat Mears?
Can't tell. Looks like Morales, but yeah, Kenny Lofton was a huge stolen base guy, which I always liked. I liked when people stole bases. It's exciting.
Oh yeah.
But
the thing is though, it's like he was a tell you I cannot type. But Kenny Lofton, he had a long career, played for a ton of teams. He was a great center fielder.
In 93, he had 70 stolen bases, which led the league. Took over for, Vince Coleman and those guys.
And that is Pat Mears in that picture.
Oh, there you go.
So we've seen Pat Mears from the front and the back.
Oh, come on, camera. Figure it out. Roberto Alomar.
Oh, see now, right there, you've got a second baseman right there.
And I think he probably deserves to go up in that second base because, second base it's not the easiest to find like a Hall of Fame player that you're like, that guy really deserves to be there. There's a couple. Don't get me wrong.
He is a Hall of Famer. Yep. Roberto Alomar is a Hall of Famer. 10-time Gold Glove winner, 2-time World Series, 12-time All-Star. He played from 88 to 2004. He had 474 stolen bases, 210 home runs, batted 300 for his career. So yeah, he's definitely one of our better second basemen. Not better than Sandberg. Sandberg's the best, but Roberto, very good.
David Bell, third baseman for the Reds.
Not better than our third baseman. Not better than Edgar. Oh, there's a third baseman.
Yep. And I think Wade Boggs, we've talked enough about him, but he's going to go in. Because Edgar's our DH. So
yep.
I think we're okay there. So let's see. We got reliever, catcher, pitcher, outfield, second base, outfield. We're missing a shortstop at this moment and first base.
Wow, usually we've gotten a first baseman by now. They're the easiest to find.
Now appearing, Shannon Stewart.
Well, Shannon Stewart, did you at least make it to the majors?
Well, Jason Brester, he got 2 cards for us, so there you go.
Good for good for him. Shannon Stewart played a long time in the majors. He played a very long time in the majors. Career home runs 115. His career batting average was 297. He had a long career, 95 to 2008. So yes, Shannon Stewart. Shannon Stewart was definitely worthy of being called a rated rookie. Hey, it's Nails.
Yeah. Len. Great outfielder. One of my favorites.
And a crazy person in real life.
Went to prison for sure. Now this, I think we might have to replace Glavin, and I really like this card.
Oh yeah. Oh, Glavin, how does it happen to you every time?
Every week it looks like we're.
He's a lefty too.
I know, but you just can't. The big unit, man. He was just so
good. It's like he killed a bird with one of his pitches.
Oh, that iconic piece of baseball history. Randy Johnson.
Do you remember the All-Star game where John Kruk had to face Randy Johnson? And it's like, and John Kruk turned his helmet around and batted from the right side because he didn't want to face a left-hander, that Randy Johnson.
That wasn't John Kruk, Randy.
It was John Kruk first, and then it was Larry Walker next.
Oh, did Larry Walker do it next?
Yeah, John Kruk did it first. Larry Walker did it next.
Okay, so I remember Larry. I guess I don't remember John Kruk doing it, but
yeah. John Kruk was the first one to do it. It's like he turned his helmet backwards and batted from the other side.
Because Larry Walker did not like hitting against Randy Johnson.
Oh, no. Who did? If you were a lefty, you didn't want to face him.
Because, yeah, I remember there being a beef. Not a beef, but just like they would pull Larry Walker out of games that Randy was pitching because, they would just have him sit.
Well, and it was just respect. It was respect that, Kruk and Walker had for Randy Johnson that you should have for him. He's one of the all-time greats.
Hey, it's Jeff Blauser again.
Hi, Jeff. Look, boy, you really want to be on? No, we've got a second baseman. I'm sorry, Jeff. We're going to have to turn down your application for the wall.
D Knight again. Then we got Jeff Passero, Expos pitcher.
I mean, decent.
Yeah.
Decent pitcher, Jeff Passero.
He was an everyday pitcher,
Yeah, I mean, he's probably the third or fourth guy in your rotation. Probably a third.
Got our first baseman.
There we go. We didn't get to put him as our first baseman last week because we stumbled upon the big unit.
Well, they were
not the big unit.
Big Hurt.
The Big Hurt. Oh, if we had the Big Hurt with the big unit.
Sounds like an adult film.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, for now, you've definitely made it to the wall. David Bell, we already talked about him.
We've already mentioned you.
Here's another.
Your name has been spoken.
Another good player, Jay Buhner.
Yep, Jay Buhner on those Seattle teams.
Yep, solid.
I liked Buhner.
Yep. He played a long time for the...
Definitely not better than Boggs.
No.
Not better than Edgar either.
No. Mickey Tettleton.
See, I liked Mickey Tettleton. I liked him back in the day. He was a really good player too, but it's like not anywhere near as great as the players on that wall.
He was a good home run hitter. Got a lot of walks.
Well, I mean, Mickey Tettleton, yeah, he had a pretty good pop in his bat.
Rookie Tim Crabtree.
Tim Crabtree.
Oh, come on, camera. Bring it. Yep, Tim Crabtree. There it goes.
Oh, look, you can get a eBay signed baseball from Tim Crabtree.
Hey.
It's like $5. He did make it to the majors 288 strikeouts, a 4.2 ERA, 21-22 overall. So he did get there.
Chris Hammond, pitcher for the Marlins.
Solid number 2 or 3 guy in the rotation.
Yep, nothing spectacular, but
no, nothing that's going to put him up on the wall unless we just want to mock him.
Then we got Jim Thome from last week, who pretty sure he made third base last week, but
he did make third base last week because his career numbers are amazing. But
Wade Boggs,
if you want batting average, you go with Boggs. If you want pop, you go with Thome.
And then we got Alvy Shepard, draft pick.
Alvy.
And then we got, of course, like I said, Topps Fashion, Mickey Mantle again.
Yeah.
And Will Cordero as our finishing card here. Man, I hate struggling with this camera. I'm going to have to upgrade once again.
Yeah, Alvy Shepard actually never made the majors.
Poor guy.
But he did not have my birthday, so that's not my fault. He was born the same year I was born, but but there have been many players that were born the same year as me that made the majors, so you can't blame that.
Well, they can still try. And they probably should.
Yeah.
All right. So we got Jeff Cirillo.
See, I always liked Jeff Cirillo.
Yeah. He was, third base, second base. So he was kind of the utility guy.
Yeah.
And then we got Kenny Lofton again.
It's like, Kenny, if Ricky Henderson wasn't up on that wall, you'd be on that wall, but you got Ricky.
Yeah, we've talked about this guy, Bip Roberts.
Because he's every week. I'm telling you right now, I don't think there's a week where we don't mention Bip Roberts.
Right. He's just one of those guys we always seem to see.
I guarantee you his cards are worth 5 cents a piece, every one of them.
So I could probably make a buck.
Yeah, you could make a buck with all the cards you've gotten of his.
And we got Thomas Howard.
It's like, when I think of great Howards, it's not Thomas.
And it's kind of funny. We seem to get a lot of Reds players in these packs. And it always cracks me up because I'm like, why the Reds? But it's just the way.
It is kind of weird that it is kind of weird how we get a lot of Reds players. We don't get a lot of Rockies players.
No. We got Mark Langston, pitcher for the Angels.
That's another good lefty.
Oh, yeah. And he played for a long time.
It's like
in 84, he had 204 strikeouts with 118 walks. So he led the league in both walks and strikeouts.
Oh, that's a dangerous combination. That the only thing you can say is that it's like if he walks a guy, he has a real good chance to strike out the next one to kind of make up for the fact he walked him.
But he also had 7 of 9 Gold Gloves, so that's pretty good. You're catching Gold Gloves. Charles Nagy, another good pitcher.
Yeah, but he's a right-hander. That doesn't fit the theme.
We got another star power card here. Carlos Baerga.
Now, is he a second baseman or a short?
I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Second base, yeah. He's the second baseman.
I just don't think he was ever as good as Roberto Alomar. Baerga was he was a very good player, but I don't think he's better than Alomar.
And then we got now arriving, so this will be a rookie card for Alex Ochoa.
Well, I know there was an Ochoa that was good. It's just, was it Alex Ochoa?
Yeah, he was pretty sure Alex Ochoa was just one of your average. He's just a everyday guy. You got Cliff Floyd.
Yeah, he had 46 career home runs, so he was fine. Cliff Floyd was okay too.
Yeah.
Cliff Floyd had a pretty decent career.
All
Not
right.
great, but
We got another draft pick in. Oh, come on, camera. Jeff Leefer. He
you
was
know
a
what? I'm going to guess that he wasn't a lifer, and if lifer was his name, he wasn't a lifer in MLB.
one of my favorites. This John Olerud. Gosh, I like John Olerud.
He was just one of those classy players, and yeah, the helmet out on the field was always kind of a.
I got such a kick out of that, seeing him play with a helmet. All right.
See, once again, Leefer was born the same year I was and didn't have a great career. He only played a few seasons, but.
And we got Ozzy.
He's always, for fielding, he's one of the best to ever play the game. He's one of the best offensive. There was a lot of argument over whether or not he should even be in the Hall of Fame, but
well, he's going up on the wall as our shortstop.
We didn't have a shortstop yet?
No.
Oh, well, then that's a fine shortstop to have.
That's a fine shortstop.
It's like we will definitely be solid up the middle with Alomar and Smith.
This is one of my favorite names. Heathcliff Slocum.
Heathcliff Slocum. I think Heathcliff Slocum was a Rocky for a little bit.
I think you might be right.
Yeah. I liked Heathcliff Slocum.
Now we finally got another Rocky here, Jason Bates.
You know what? It's like if you look at the picture real quick and the tuft of hair coming out of the back, you would have almost said Dante Bichette.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I remember Jason Bates, and he was a placeholder.
He was. I mean, he was. Actually, Heathcliff Slocum did not play for the Rockies. I thought he was a Rocky.
DeSarcina. Let's see. We got a backwards card here.
Stop that, Tops.
We got Chad Fonville. Played for the Dodgers. I don't know if he was any good. I don't remember Chad.
I'm not looking up Fonville. I'm not fond of Fonville.
Hey, I don't know if we would argue him for third base, but Charlie Hayes.
Definitely former Rocky Charlie Hayes. I like Charlie Hayes, but no. I mean, if he was wearing a Rockies uniform, I'd argue a little harder for him, but.
And didn't he win? Wasn't he on the Yankees team that beat the Braves to win the World Series?
He probably was.
Got a prospects card. Maybe on a video later, I'll look up those guys and see if any of them.
It's like none of those names I really recognize.
Got Mark Loretta.
Almost want to say he did have a career in the MLB. A pretty decent career.
I kind of like the now appearing as a rookie card. That's actually kind of cool.
It's kind of a nice looking rookie card. There's another one.
Shannon Stewart, which we already talked about him.
Yeah, we already talked about Shannon Stewart.
Oh, this is a cool card. We're going to replace our other one.
Wade Boggs. Oh, absolutely.
Wade Boggs, star power. So now we got Randy Johnson, the big unit in the star power. And we got Mr. Wade Boggs in the star power. We got some star power going on in this team.
Yeah, there's some star power. This is a good team. It's a good assembly of talent there. The outfield is a little weak, but
got a draft pick.
Randy Wynn did have a okay career in the MLB.
Hey, future Rocky. LaTroy Hawkins.
Yeah, Yeah, and like all future Rockies, he wasn't very good.
I always liked Latroy though. He just seemed like a
Oh yeah,
classy. He was a classy guy. He'd had nothing bad to say about him. Ooh, how's that for a name? Jason Isringhausen.
Jason Isringhausen was a huge prospect back in the day. The Mets really thought they had struck gold, but I think Isringhausen had a lot of injury problems in his career, and that's what kind of I'm sure people that know the Mets better will be able to tell me more about Isringhausen. But I remember he was a big deal. He really was. They thought he was going to be something special.
All right, we got Andy Bennis.
Who was a big deal.
He seems to be on just about every episode that we do.
We haven't found his brother yet, though. We haven't found Alan Bennis.
Or Jack Bennis. All right, here's our tops rated rookie card, which is odd that they had both of those. Oh no, it's all-star rookie. Okay, so Sean Green was an all-star rookie.
Thing is, Sean Green went on to play for the Dodgers, and it's like the Dodgers signed him to a big contract, I think, and he had a pretty good career. Definitely a rated rookie, worth it. But if he made an all-star team, more than likely Sean Green was being looked at as a great player.
Lee Smith,
one of the best closers of all time.
Yep, I think he was in the conversation for the Wall one of the years that we did.
Yeah, he really was. I mean, it's like he was at one point he was the second leading saves guy behind Eck.
Oh yeah, I think Eck replaced him in that year.
Yep.
We got Mark Langston.
Hey, you know this guy?
Yeah.
I know this guy.
I think our catcher, Mr. Steinbeck, here, we're going to have to replace him because we got Benito.
Oh, yeah. When you got Benito Santiago, I still remember, like, when runners wouldn't be on base, he would not be in a crouch.
Right.
But he would have that, like, not really sitting Indian style, but he would have, like, the legs tucked away when there was nobody on base.
I haven't seen a lot of Rafi yet, but here we go. He makes his debut.
Yeah, it's like we don't get a lot of Rafael Palmeiro.
Great first baseman.
Oh yeah, it's like I mean we get a lot of we used to get a lot of we'd get a lot of Juan Guzman, we'd get a lot of who's the other guy I'm trying to think of that we always get. Oh, I can't remember his name, but we would always get his cards.
Tim Tuffle, Orsolak.
Jeff Suppan. He had a decent career. He was fine. No, it's like the guy, he was a good player. Julio Franco. We get a lot of Julio Franco, or used to.
All right, here's another prospects card that looks like a couple guys. Here, if I can get it to focus. I might do a prospects video later just to show the people that have been. Let's see. We got Joey Hamilton for the Padres.
Yeah.
Another Wade Boggs star power card.
So obviously this card is easy to find.
Yes. As are most of these cards, but we got Roberto again. We already have him on the wall. And then we got Delino DeShields.
Another one of those guys that comes up pretty much. Him and Bip Roberts.
Well, and I like Delino. I mean...
Oh, I did too.
I didn't have any problem with him as far as him being a player. We haven't found any Mickey Mantle inserts yet, which I'm kind of bummed about, but...
You got a whole box there that's itching to be opened over time here, so...
Yep. Oh. All right, we got Jeff Bagwell. Oh, Jim Abbott.
Hey, once again, there's a lefty.
A one-handed lefty at that.
He knows how to keep up with the theme.
Tyler Green, we talked about him. Ooh, got Pete Harnish. Get my fingers out of the way here.
Yeah, I liked Pete Harnish. He was a decent player, but it's like I think I remember him more as a Astro. I don't know why.
Got Rick Aguilera, pitcher for the Red Sox.
I think I remember him more as a Twin.
Ben Grieve. Ooh, Roger Cedeno.
I know Ben Grieve and Cedeno.
Derek Gibson.
Oh, look. I don't remember him, and he was a Rocky.
Yeah, I don't remember him at all. All right, we got Rick Krivda again.
Oh, yeah, we know why you failed.
Jeff Supan. Hey, Mike Messina in a star power. That's a good card to have.
Oh, it's a good card, yeah, but it's like he's a right-hander, and he's not better than Johnson.
Nope. We got Dave Yoakum. Dwight's younger brother.
Yeah, Dwight's less successful brother. There's Kent Merker again.
Yeah, Kent Merker. And then Charles Nagy again. See, now I'm just streaming through a couple of these packs to try and...
Well, because we've gotten a lot of duplicates for... I mean, you've overly opened... You know, we've gotten quite a few duplicates in a box.
Which is something that I remember from these older sets. Especially as opening in the mid-90s. I felt like it was... You got the same cards over and over again. Carl Everett...
There's Rafi again.
Oh, see, now I said something about it. Now we're going to get a bunch of Rafis.
Now we're just going to get Rafi. There's Edgar again.
Edgar again, same picture. Randy Villard.
Randy Velarde was okay, but he was a Yankee, which makes me not like him.
And we got Nails again. Tony Clark, now appearing.
Thing is, he had a pretty good career with the Tigers.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, look at that. Another Rocky prospect, Neifi Perez. I liked him.
Yeah, Neifi. You know what? And the thing is, we did not sign Neifi Perez when we had the chance. And I think I can't remember if it's because we brought in Walt Weiss or Walt Weiss was pre-Neifi. But I liked Neifi Perez.
Neifi Perez took over after Weiss. Weiss was gone when Neifi took over.
He might have taken over for Weiss.
But Neifi only played for a couple seasons. Luis Gonzalez, good player. Ooh, we got another star. Big unit. And then Jose Lima.
Was a good pitcher.
And Darryl Hamilton. His bat cracks me up. It was Big Stick, apparently. That was his nickname.
Obviously, he wanted that in the picture with him.
All right, so now we got a couple more here, and then we'll close her out. I've been excited about this set all week, so you know I'm gonna open up a few of these on the show here. Hey, look at that, Hall of Famer.
Is that Larry Walker?
That's Larry Walker.
Oh yeah, the old PA announcer for the Rockies.
Yep, Larry Walker.
He came down. I think he entered to enter Sandman.
We got Scott Cooper. Unfortunately, actually, you know what? Because we don't get to say this very often. He's a Hall of Famer. And he's going to go up on the wall. We're going to put him over. I'm going to put Dawson. I'm going to put him in for Dawson. They're both Hall of Famers. But Larry's going on the wall. Because
Larry was a better defensive player than Andre.
Because honestly, how many times are we going to get to say the Rockies had a Hall of Famer on the wall?
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to Todd Helton's years yet, so...
Yeah. Moises Alou, great player. Really liked Moises.
Oh yeah, he was the one that was going for the catch that what's his face touched for the Cubs.
Joey
That
Cora.
the fan, can't remember his name. I'm sure Cubs fans will be screaming it.
Dennis Eckersley, of course. We know Dennis. He is a
Thing is, he could technically take over Roberto Hernandez's spot.
what? This is an odd insert.
Yeah.
Profiles by Kirby Puckett. Kenny Lofton. Well, it's a hollow, so it must be some sort of, let's see, Kirby Puckett Insights. My nickname for Kenny is Speedy Gonzalez.
You would not get away with that now. You couldn't even say that now. It's like,
well, that's a cool insert, though. I'm gonna have to check.
oh yeah, that is a cool looking insert.
And then we got Chris Snowpeck as a rookie for the White Sox. Hey, we got it. Oh man, now we got to really replace an outfielder.
Oh, you know what? I mean, who's our other? I mean, we got Ricky out there. Who's our outfielder? I mean, I don't want to replace Walker.
It's Tony Gwynn or Ricky.
You got to replace Ricky. If you're gonna have Griffey, you got to replace Ricky.
Yeah.
I mean, Henderson is much faster, but man, Gwynn was a better batting average guy.
So we got Shane Monahan.
I'm sure he had a great career, and I just don't remember any of it.
Cal Eldred. And the GOAT.
There he is, Greg Maddux. Wow, when Glavine comes up, so does Maddux.
Yep. Well, they were very popular in the mid-90s.
It's like... But the thing is, it's like, even as great as they were, Randy Johnson, there are pitchers out there that are even slightly more special in Johnson and Clemens that can stay in front of these guys.
Nails, they're trying to remind us of prison.
I guess.
Brian Hunter. Oh, another Rocky. Bill Swift.
Boy, not a good Rocky, though.
No. They had higher hopes for him.
We got Larry Walker. I mean, that's the good part. We got Larry.
Tony again. Let's see. We got Sandy Martinez for the Blue Jays. Andy Pettit, who got taken off the wall. We got Jose Herrera now appearing. We got some prospects. Ooh, Vlad Guerrero was in that prospect list.
Wow.
And Andrew Jones.
Wow. Two really good players that came out of that.
Yeah, that was some good prospects.
Yeah. Richard Hidalgo did pretty good for a while, too. He had a pretty good career.
Oh. I think we might have to change our catcher now, too.
Oh, yeah. There's no way Steinbach stays in front. Or wait, no, Benito Santiago can't stay in front of him.
Pudge is probably one of the best well-known catchers of all time. So.
Yeah, no, it's like Pudge goes up.
Ozzy, and then we got Alisea. All right, we got 4 minutes. Let's see. We're gonna open a few more. I'm really enjoying this 96 Tops. I can't wait to do some more short videos on these because
there's a lot of, and the thing is, there's a lot of star power on that wall.
There is a ton of star power, which is cool. I mean, that's pretty neat for our terms, as for what we're doing. All right, Scott, let's see. Get it to focus. There we go. Scott Cooper. Ray Lankford. We haven't seen him. He was a good Cardinal. I hate the Cardinals, but he was a good player. And then we got Kurt. We know him.
Yep, we've seen Manwaring quite a bit.
Will Clark.
Boo. Him and Matt Williams both just boo. Just boo.
Glenn Dishman. Oh, here's another
Maybe he's
guy.
now a dishwasher.
Mo Vaughn.
Oh, big Mo Vaughn.
Yep.
You're not better than Bags, but
It was always nice to see him hit because you knew if he connected with it, it was going a long way.
oh yeah, especially facing off against the Green Monster.
You know, this guy has been in like 3 or 4 packs already. What the hell? And we got Brian Buchanan.
You
Oh,
got a
Jeff Supan
lot of Jeff
again.
Suppan. That's the third Jeff Suppan.
Griffey Star Power. Mr. Tom Glavine. If he keeps thinking, if he just keeps appearing, we'll put him on
Yeah,
the
he
wall.
pops up towards the end. Hey, you guys want to put me up there over Johnson? No.
Randy, are you ready?
Sure.
And it's Bobby Bo.
Oh, Bobby Bonilla Day, July 1st, every year. Bobby Bonilla Day.
Bobby Bonilla
It's when he gets
Day.
$1 million. It's when he gets $1 million from the New York Mets.
What a great thing. You know
what? And that's like the best. That would be like the best American holiday because it celebrates capitalism at its purest.
Now, here's my only argument, and the thing that I really don't like is that I don't like that they can do in baseball that they can defer salaries, and I don't like that they can. Todd Hundley, we haven't seen him. That they can just pay go over the salary cap. I think they need to institute a hard salary cap in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, right now the soft cap with the luxury tax, it doesn't deter teams like the Dodgers and Yankees very much.
No, and if you had a hard salary cap like football does, John Frascatore, nice. I feel like it would make a lot more competition between the teams.
Reggie Taylor, I don't remember him having much of a career.
Jose Mesa.
He was up on the wall for a little bit.
Bob Walcott. Got Greg.
Let's see, Greg always has to trump Glavine. Oh, look who showed up last.
Jamie Navarro. Okay, one more pack, Randy. One more, and then we're done. But
Jaime Navarro wasn't a bad pitcher either. I mean, he was fine. I think he had most of his success with the Brewers.
I was really hoping to find some
Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, Mickey Mantle, which he would go on the wall in a different way, but
yeah.
Todd Hundley. Oh, one of my favorites, future Rocky Denny Nagel.
Thing is, he just never amounted to anything for us either.
Ooh.
But we signed him to a big free agent contract, I think.
Trevor Hoffman, one of the better closers of his time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely he was.
Rick Aguilera. Aaron Sale. Let's see. Rookie of Mark Loretta.
We've seen him before. Richie Sexton had I think, a pretty decent career. Maybe even Darrell Ward.
Yeah, those guys didn't make it far.
No, I don't think those guys did. That guy did.
Ozzy did, for sure. Now appearing, Ruben Rivera.
Now, if that was Mariano Rivera,
Carlos Garcia, and Primetime.
Wow, I did not think we were going to see a Deion Sanders card in there.
I know.
It's like Deion Sanders as a baseball player to me was kind of just underwhelming, but he was a good baseball player.
Yeah, I mean he was solid. He knew, he did what he was supposed to do as a baseball player.
Yeah.
Better at football, but
one of the all-time elites at football. You know what? I like Coach Prime here.
For everything that he does, all the showmanship and the rigmarole that comes with it. At least people care about CU football right now.
Oh yeah, and they did win last night. They handled Cincinnati pretty well.
I mean, they're not going to be a championship team, but
no, but they are one win away from being bowl game eligible. Which, when you're talking, they only won 4 games all last year, and they've already got 5 this year. They're playing better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It takes a certain amount of. I mean, we just don't have the recruiting that other schools do. So
no, because we're not in that Florida, Texas, we're Ohio pipeline.
Right, not in the South.
Really, it's like we can get a little bit into the California pipeline, but it's like if you're from that far, you really have to want to play for Coach Prime.
Well, Randy, we got our nice wall here. Edgar Martinez, Wade Boggs, Ken Griffey, Tony Gwynn, Roberto Alomar, Larry Walker, Ozzie Smith, Randy Johnson, Pudge Rodriguez, Jeff Bagwell, and Roberto Hernandez. That's a pretty good list of players if you ask probably anybody.
Oh yeah, it's like you're definitely not going to probably need your closer with Randy Johnson. He threw a lot of complete games. And you're probably going to be up by 15 runs against most squads with those guys.
Yep.
Bags could hit home runs. Pudge could hit home runs. Griffey could hit them. Alomar had a decent bat. Walker had a decent bat. Edgar could hit them. I mean, there's a lot of home run power in there, and a lot of good batting average guys too.
Yep. It was that would be a tough team to face. I still don't know if it beats the 93 team, but that 93 team was all time.
Yeah, it's still one of those teams where you just look at it and go, I don't know how you would beat that team. They're just phenomenal. Their weakest point is probably their starting pitcher in Jack Morris. But he was a tough pitcher. He may not have the clout that some of the other guys do, but he did win a lot of awards and a lot of games. But compared to Randy Johnson and Roger Clemens, he's not in their league, but he was great still. But we had Eck as our closer for that one, so.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a chance that Randy Johnson could overpower all of those guys because they probably weren't used to seeing 105 miles an hour, but it would be.
Well, but the thing is, they would have been facing off against Marquise Grissom, Tony Gwynn, Robin Yount, very good batting average guys. Marquise did have pop in his bat. Gwynn wasn't known for having pop, but Gwynn is a right-handed batter going up against a left-handed pitcher. He was probably going to be okay.
Yeah, I feel like the team in 93 would be what we consider a small ball team.
Yeah, I think they would have been a small ball team because Scott Leyes was our third baseman. I think our shortstop was Cal Ripken. Second baseman was Sandberg. Our first baseman the Big Hurt?
I can't remember who our first baseman was that year. That was a while ago, but
our catcher was Piazza, reluctantly.
Yes, very reluctantly.
But he was the best catcher that was in those packs, so you got to put him there. I think our first baseman was either Frank Thomas or it was somebody that had a lot of power in their bat.
Well, I think on that note, Randy, we're going to go ahead and close this one up. A little bit different next week. Next week, we're going to be doing. We're going to get away from baseball for a moment, and we're going to go back to 1991 football. Should be a fun episode. It'll be different.
It will be different. It's like we're sports fans, so it's like, and I'm sure a lot of people that watch baseball are just sports fans too. And you love baseball, you love football, you love basketball. It's like it's just it's always fun to mix it up a little bit, and I think people will enjoy it.
Yeah, so my plan for the next 2 weeks is to do 1991 Upper Deck football, and then quite possibly the week after that, we might go to have another guest on the show and do 1990-91 basketball. So next couple of weeks, we might change up the sport a little bit, but still should be pretty fun, and we'll still assemble a dream team as best we can.
Yeah, football's going to be football. At least basketball, you just need a center, two forwards, and two guards, and you've nailed it. And a
Yep.
sixth man. You can do a sixth man.
Football might be a little tougher, but we can at least pick the best player at positions.
Yeah, I mean, because you can go 2 and 3 wide outs. You can have a tight end, running back. Just find the really good offensive lineman, and of course, QB will be tough in the early '90s. Picking a really good QB because there was a lot of them.
Most definitely, it was a good year for football. There's no doubt about
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
So, all right, Randy. Well, thanks again for joining me this week for 1996 Tops. I had a lot of fun opening these packs, reminiscent of 1996 when I had fun opening packs. But unfortunately, we didn't see any Mickey Mantle. Hopefully, some of these short videos, I'll pull at least one Mickey out of there. I'm hoping.
Oh, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to see that Mickey Mantle pop out of one of those packs.
So, anyway, looking forward to 91 football next week. Everybody, I hope you have a wonderful week. Sorry that we all have to go back to work tomorrow, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, every Sunday I get to look forward to a donut and sports cards. So, not going to argue about that. So, for me, everybody, once again, thank you for watching. Have yourself a great week. Randy, we'll see